I'm now going to use these images as templates. Okay, I'll just leave those at that size. Click OK. Okay, now you can see that we have the image on our work area. The first thing I'm going to do is going to get my circle tool. Once again, line up from the top and the side, and I'm going to draw a circle the same size as my blue circle. Now, whilst I still have the circle tool, I'm again going to draw another circle. This time I'm going to right click, and this will be my yellow circle, so just to make it easier to see, I'll make it yellow. Okay, so now if you look at the 3D view, we have two circles. If I select the first circle and do a Control C and a Control V, I've now made another circle that I'm going to change the colour of and move to the side. Select the blue circle. I'm going to select my edit. I'm going to right click, create a void using existing area, and generate. Okay, so now I have a moon shape. Change the colour of it, and I'm going to move it to the side. And I have a small circle. If I do Control C and Control V, select that circle, change the colour of it. Now I'm just going to click onto that pink circle, and I'm going to change it down to 15 for my resize. Click OK. Select the yellow circle, edit outline, right click, create a void using existing area, and generate. Now I have 4 different pieces of designs that I can use to make up a set. Now what I'm going to do is open a new window. Before I do that, I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to copy, open my new window and paste, and generate. I'm just going to move these into my window, and I've got 4 pieces to use in my designs. Now at the moment they're all auto judged, so I can change that if I want to a Saturn and generate. Grab that one, change it to a Saturn and generate. Select that part of the design. It's too big for plain Saturn, so I'm going to change it to the Saturn. I'm going to hit my space bar, going to go to Saturn, and I'm going to enable Saturn fill and select a pattern, and I might just select the wave 2, click OK, apply, OK. Select my smaller circle, turn it to Saturn. Again, I'm going to hit my space bar, enable Saturn fill, select the pattern that I want to use, and I might just use wave 5 and apply. Okay, now if we 3D view those, you can see that we've got different parts of the design just using those parts that we had on the other page. Okay, I've gone back to my original window. I've got all those selected. I'm going to hold down my Control key and delete them. That just gives me more room in my window to play with some more of these parts. Okay, now I'm going to actually manual punch that part of the design. So I'm going to get my Create Saturn tool and just right click along the edge of that. You might want to zoom in. Enter, escape, generate. Just have a look at that. Got a few bumps in it, so I'll actually move some of these. Okay, what I might do to start with is get in a bit closer. Okay, I'm just going to select that and delete it. And just using my right button, I'm just going to change these a fraction to make it a little bit smoother. I'm just actually deleting some nodes in there. Generate again. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's change the colour of that. And I can copy. I'm going to just make that smaller and paste that into my work window. Already got that colour, so that I don't get confused, I'll actually change that to another colour. And once again, I'm going to save those into my file so that I can use them in my set of designs. Now I can actually minimize that one and open my original window, and I'm going to Control Delete that one. Turn off my 3D, and I'm going to do the same for that part again and move it into my other tiled window. Okay, I'm back. Now we're just going to do that. So I'm going to start as a circle. I'm going to select it, drag it down, undo. Okay. Just drag that down. Okay. It's making it hard for me to drag because I've got an image underneath it. So I just want to grab that to there, and then I can grab that side in and generate. I'm just going to change that to a Saturn and have my in and out points top and bottom. Change the colour of it, copy it, and paste it into my design set window. Okay, I have another piece of design. Save it, minimize it, and bring up and delete it. So now all we've got left is this flower design. Now you have a couple of options. What we can do, we could manually punch that, or we can actually close this window. I don't want to save what was in there. Open a new window, go back and open the graphic that I used or the image that we used before and say OK. This time I'm going to use simple artwork and click OK. OK again. I'm going to grab my magic wand and I'm going to click in the center, and you'll get a menu open up the top. I'm just going to say OK, and that's actually generated that part of the flower for me. Whilst I've still got my magic wand in my hand, I'm going to select the outer part of the flower and click OK, and it's generated that for me as well. Right click to turn that off, select both of those, copy, close that window, say no, and paste it into this window. Now we have two parts of the design. You can actually merge those if you want to make one complete design. Before I do that, I'm going to do a Control C and a Control V. Now I have a duplicate of that whole design. Now I'm going to merge that top area that we just copy and pasted and moved it to one side. Now with these parts I can actually separate them. I can select that part of the design. I'm going to change the colour of it. and the blue and change the colour of that. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 design parts for us to start playing around with to make the set of designs. I'm going to save all those and I'll see you again shortly. Okay, now I've zoomed in on the flower, the green one, and if you'll notice down the bottom here, it's rather messy. The direction of the stitching is not the same as on the other 4 points of the flower. So I'm going to turn off the 3D. I'm going to turn on my edit outline and my direction. Then I'm going to go to angle, edit corner, and draw a rectangle over that part of the design I want to change and select the smooth corner, click OK and generate. Now we go to 3D view and you'll see that they're all the same. Now I'm going to save so that I make sure that stays like it is. Now all we need to do is decide, zoom out, decide what we're going to do in the way of patterns. So to start we need to open a new window. I'm just going to minimize that new window. I'm going to select the green part of the flower and copy it. Now you can tile your windows side by side. You won't be able to see what I do if I do that while I'm doing the video. Otherwise it just makes it too cramped. So I'm just going to paste that into this window and generate. Now we have the center point of a design. I'm going to minimize the window again, open my parts, select that, copy it, and paste it into my new window. Okay, now if I want, I could actually do 5 of those so that there's one in each space. Now I want to place those ovals in around the edge of the flower. If I Control V to copy and paste, and then I select my rotate manually tool, and 360 is a circle. I want 5 parts to that circle, so if I divide 360 by 5 I get 72, so the angle will be 72. If I click OK, I can then move that into position. Now I can Control C, Control V and repeat that, and C and V and repeat it, and Control C, Control V and repeat it. Now I've placed 5 of those around my flower. If I select all of them, I'll generate 3D view. There you have the start of the center of one of your designs. We're just going to add a motif pattern to the center of the flower, so I'm going to zoom in and select my manual punch tool for creating freehand area, and I'm just going to click within these areas. Doesn't really matter how accurate you are as long as you get under the satin outline of the flower. Okay.